Hey guys, welcome to another edition of the Peel. To the ones that are already watching, I'm the only one here tonight. Mainly my fault. Josh had plans he couldn't rearrange, and then Sean was dealing with some ear infection stuff, and then honestly I didn't want to drive out to his place, and this is probably just going to be a real quick show anyway. With the traffic because of the parade and stuff like that, I really did not want to be stuck on 288 after the week that I had. So it's been crazy. You know, in case you guys didn't know, I work at Costco, and they're ramping up for all the holiday stuff. So it's pretty crazy this time of year because all our Black Friday stuff starts within like the next week. But yeah, so a lot to talk about in probably like 30 minutes. I'm going to try to keep it short. We have whatever that was against Portland. There was no sense of urgency, which I'll get into. I kind of got a small rant to go about that. We got the Tyler Deric news, which, I mean, I've kind of lost respect for the guy because of how it came out, when it came out. And, I mean, we're in the playoffs. I mean, it's not like this is the first time this has ever happened to him. Again, I'll get into that after this. And we'll also set up the second leg of the Western Conference Semifinal against Portland and what needs to happen. I mean, there are a few things that are on our side with injuries to Portland and that route. So I'll probably also open up the phone today, maybe to help get the show going on. Depending on how the show goes, you know, I'll open it and maybe I'll go a little bit longer than half an hour. But first off, let me say congratulations to the Astros. To the guys that don't know, you know, I'm not from here. I grew up outside of Philly. I grew up in Delaware, so my whole family was, you know, Philadelphia fans and stuff like that. And to see how the Astros did it reminded me a lot how the Phillies did it in '08. I mean, a lot of it was built actually from the same guy that built the Phillies farm system that won the World Series in '08. So congratulations to the Astros. Congratulations to Houston. It feels good. You'll remember this moment. I mean, it still feels like the Phillies winning was, you know, 2-3 years ago. And in reality, it was almost 10. So what's up, Alex? And to the guys, well, I'm going to change topics, though. Again, congratulations to the Astros. It was awesome. Also, because, you know, we follow our stats on the show and how many views we get and how many listens. Thank you guys for every single one of you that listened last week. Our numbers were through the roof. I don't think we've had numbers that high, minus maybe our first episode and after all the FC Dallas stuff happened this year. I honestly think that was probably our best or most viewed show, and I don't know if it was probably just because of playoffs, but it was awesome. I really appreciate it, guys. So like I said, I'm flying solo tonight. Plus, Edson wouldn't have been able to get here or at Sean's in time anyway. 290 traffic sucks. Like, it really does. I don't understand how he makes that drive every day. I mean, I hate driving where I have to. I can only imagine driving 290 every day. You know, so let me get my tablet open so I can follow you guys' chat just a little bit better. It was dead for some reason. But I do want to know your guys' thoughts. You can chime in tonight, and I'll get to the comments as well about this match against Portland. In case you were unaware, it played out to a 0-0 draw. I was very unhappy with the sense of urgency from these guys, and you had Portland essentially with their backs up against the wall because of injuries. I mean, Chara goes out early. I was listening to United States of Soccer with Jason Davis on XM today, and there's some stupid stat like they're winless, I think, with matches that Chara doesn't play in. So you got to take advantage of that, and you got to take advantage of it in Portland. I mean, the guy's not going to play. Blanco, I'm not sure if he ends up playing this weekend. And they're dealing with like 3 or 4 other injuries as well. And it's not just to like bench guys. Yeah, but Blues fan says typical first or leg one game. Honestly, my thing is yes, I agree with that, but it's also Portland, and you have problems playing on the road. I mean, I know Wilmer doesn't really want to admit it, but they play like garbage on the road, so you kind of have to play into that. We should have probably put like 3 or 4 in to be safe, because I mean we saw how we played against Portland the first time. It wasn't bad, but they beat us. Yeah. Dynamo didn't, or Andreas says, Dynamo did not finish like 200 chances. I almost ripped my eyebrows off. It was a poor showing, and I know some people are gonna, Caleb Porter also alluded to this. Oh, the pitch looked like garbage. Yeah, and I mean, yes, it shouldn't look that bad in MLS, but it's also CONCACAF, and CONCACAF does not have good pitches across the board. So you can't use that excuse. I mean, the Dynamo didn't. They really didn't have an excuse. They just played like garbage. I like, normally I'll go back and I'll watch the game, and analyze it a little deeper. I was so displeased with that and the opportunity that they had here at home that I didn't want to go back and watch it. Honestly, it was a poor showing. It was just bad, and look, I'm going to give the fans a little bit of a pass because of the World Series. And, I mean, for like 5 nights straight, it was a late night for Houston. But you got to show up for these. I expected to see the place at least 3/4 full. I mean, if I'm a player, I can't get behind that. I don't care if it's a playoff game or not. I can't get behind that. But that's just me, and I guess it bothers me because you see all these other players or all these other teams around the league, and they're selling out matches, and it's an amazing home atmosphere, and you come here for a playoff game, and it looks like that. I mean, Dynamo also don't do a real good job of promoting either, so I put that a lot on the Dynamo. All right, well, I had YouTube up, guys, on my tablet, but I guess not. And weekdays really suck for us. They do. A lot of that's traffic. And it was also a late kickoff, so I think that's another reason I expected a bigger crowd. I mean, it was an 8:30 kickoff. But it was the Astros' first time in, 54, 55 years? I mean, it was their first title, so I can't be totally mad at them. But I guess we'll dive into the stats. Stats on this match. Talk about some other things when it comes to that one. Excuse me. Going in the lineup, like I said, you had Chara, who did start, and Chara's a big piece of that offense in the mid. It's gonna load. There we go. But we did have Deric in net, Anibaba, Machado, Senderos, and Beasley in the back. Martinez, Alexander, Cabezas as your mids, and then at least Manotas, Kyoto, which, to be completely honest, I love the lineup. I guess my only question was, where is Dylan Remick? He hasn't been listed on the injury list at all in the last couple weeks, and he hasn't even been on the bench. I think with what he brings to the table, he should have been starting. Especially with Leonardo being out. I still don't get that. I mean, I haven't been able to go to practice to ask Wilmer that, but I'll probably get the same generic answer from Wilmer. But then you had for Portland, you had Antonella, I guess how you say his name. Don't ask me how to say number 5 for them. It's really, really long. Ridgewell, Mayabala, Powell, Chara, Olam, Nagby, Valeri, Asparella, and Mattox up top. Yes, Senderos has improved, and I want to get into his physicality level. I mean, the guy he's up there in age. I mean, the guy's not 20 years old, but the way he's been throwing his body around this match, the SKC match, and he didn't. I don't remember if he played against Chicago. No, he played one of the matches against SKC. And the way he's if we go back to August 23rd, we've only lost one game from hold. We can get the result we need away from home. Look. I'm being optimistic, but it's the fact that we didn't get the result that we should have gotten here in Houston. I think we could play well there. I guess the biggest question mark, honestly, is Deric. But like I said, we'll get into that here in a few minutes, and that I think that might be the scariest question mark going into Portland. You had forgot, wrong mouse. And then on the bench we had Joe Willis, Kevin Garcia, Vicente Sanchez, Rico, Andrew Wanger, Kubo, and Alex. Like I said, I liked our attacking three. I feel like they could have done more, and I don't know. I do want to ask you guys. I mean, we signed Kyoto. He's ours. He's ours for a while. But have you guys noticed anything with him? I mean, the guy's been streaky as of lately, to where I wouldn't mind seeing Elise, Manotas, and Kubo as much as I'm anti-Kubo over Kyoto this next match. I don't know. It just feels like there's something missing from his game as of lately. But enough of that one. Let me go to the timeline here for you guys. It was a whole lot of nothing. We stayed clean on the disciplinary stuff, and I guarantee you Wilmer got into them a little bit because of all the yellows that we had gotten against SKC in the first knockout round. It was good. Tyler Deric again stood on his head a little bit. And honestly, both teams kind of played flat. I mean, Portland played the match they were supposed to, and that was just they hunkered down and played a ton of defense. From what I remember, they didn't play a whole lot of offense. And Chara goes out early with an injury. I have his substitution here in a second. Yeah, he went out at halftime. That's a huge blow for them. That and Mayabala, I guess how you say his name. Larry's Mayabala. He left right at extra time or added time right before halftime. So a lot of injuries for them, and that's going to be a big point, against Portland. With the injuries that they have, we have to take full advantage of that. Like I said, I'll get into that. And we held possession. Shots on target, it was 9-9, shots total 9-9. Shots on target 2-2. I mean, everything down the stat line was pretty even. I mean, even possession. I mean, we only beat them on possession by 6 percentage points. Let's see. During the Portland game, Manotas was forced to come back to the ball and had to distribute out to the wingers. I felt that if he was the case, Kubo would have been better for leg one. Yeah, like I said, it was a hard match to really evaluate because it was a lot of dead air, I guess. I really don't know any other analogy that I can use. It was a lot of just feeling each other. I don't know if they were doing that for the second leg just to feel what they would do. But if you're the Dynamo with the injuries, especially when Chara goes out, you got to take that. Right now, MLS hasn't updated their injury list since the first, so 2 days ago. I don't know if Blanco is going to play, and I think he's another big key to their lineup. But if it is, you got to take advantage of it. And if you end up playing like the way you did here at home, I don't expect a whole lot from them. I'll spend probably about another few more minutes on the away match, or on this match. It was just poor. I mean, I was at a loss of words talking to a few people at that match. It was just poor. I expected a lot more from them. Now, especially, I mean, with everything going on in the city, you would think that you would have been a little more hyped to put a good showing up for your fans. Guzman might be set for leg 2, and Blanco is questionable. Yeah, I haven't seen an update on Blanco. But Guzman, he scares me. Just because his physicality level, too. Yeah. So I'll go ahead and set up the second leg. Like I said, I'm going to keep this sweet and short, because it's hard to bounce off these without having other people here. But we do face Portland. It will be this Sunday, excuse me. Second leg, 6:30 our time, Sunday. It's do or die. It's an even aggregate 0-0. We have to go in there and take advantage of these injuries. Because right now, Diego Chara is out with a broken foot. Fernando Aldi is questionable with his health. Sebastian Blanco and Guzman were scratches in leg 1. They still, like I said, they're not listed. At least it's not updated. Let's see. Go down. Portland. Larry's Mayabala, hip injury, out. Nagbe, out. Guzman still listed as out right now. And Blanco is still officially listed on MLS as out. So, hopefully, I don't like when people are injured, but I'm hoping that this plays into our favor. One goal, and we could be moving on to play Seattle, which Seattle actually scares me at the moment. And I don't even know why. They played like garbage in Vancouver, and they played okay at home against Vancouver and Seattle. But the Blanco thing, let me get into that. So it wasn't even a soccer injury. He was at home, and it was a cooking accident. He spilled boiling water on his foot, so now he has a second-degree burn on his right foot. So that's not good. Guzman is still dealing with a knee injury, so he might be available. And Fernando Aldi hasn't been in the lineup since August 6th with a hamstring injury. So they're missing a lot of their key guys. Let's see here. Oh, that's what I forgot to do. I wanted to bring up the stats. So bear with me a little bit, because I want to see how the Dynamo fare in second leg matches, being down or tied on aggregate. There's a website we use, and this is where I get most of my stats when it comes to like historical matches and how we've played against other teams, and it's a transfer market. So I'm using all my bandwidth for the video, so bear with me, guys. There we go. Senderos, let me touch on him real quick. I never thought at all that this guy would have came in and played the way he has. The guy's putting his body on the line. Maybe that's part of the reason he plays like every other match since he's been here. But I can't see the guy being here next year if he's playing at that level. The guy's not going to be able to take hits the way he has, or throwing his body on the line. He had an okay match Monday. So let me go here, competition, MLS Cup playoffs. Let's see here. Fixtures by competition. There we go. That's what I should probably do. That won't let me do it either. All right. Let me go back. Detailed. Let's see. Beat them 2013. 2013 we was that second leg or first leg? Second leg, 2013 we lost to SKC 2-1. Let's Let's see. Is that the last time the Dynamo were in the playoffs? If so, that's horrible. We haven't played. We've only played Portland once. Played the Red Bulls twice. Second leg, quarterfinals, 2013. We advanced anyway, so that was the second leg. So, I mean, the way it's looking, Dynamo haven't fared too bad in second legs on the road. But, I mean, this is a big match. This is a different Portland team, minus the fact that they're injured. I don't know how much I can put into not scoring any goals here at home. I mean, you have to get the result here at home. That's the only thing I can think of. Yeah. So it scares me, man. It scares me not going to Portland with a goal. It really does. Jeez. And we had it. We had the opportunities here. But let's move on to the biggest news of this match, and that's Tyler Deric. Tyler Deric will be suspended for the match against Portland, suspended indefinitely, essentially, until the investigation into his arrest is finalized. So I'll read you the Chronicle article real quick, or paraphrase it. Tyler Deric was suspended by MLS pending investigations of an incident that led to his arrest by Houston PD early Tuesday morning, which would have been the night after, or the morning after the match on Monday. He was arrested and charged with misdemeanor assault of a family member in connection to alleged domestic incident. He had posted a $1,000 bail and was released. His court date is this Tuesday coming up. Yeah, and on top of that, he was the reigning MLS Player of the Month. I mean, Tyler Derrick's been one of the best players in MLS, and he's definitely been one of our best players over the last couple of weeks. I mean, the guy's been solid. He's also suspended from all team activities, including working out with the team at the training facility. The league will also conduct its own independent investigation, along with the local law enforcement as well. In a statement, MLS said it will remain close in communications with the Houston Dynamo, local law enforcement, and MLS Players Union during the investigation. Dynamo released their statement, and they have no further comment. It was your pretty generic statement. Houston Dynamo goalkeeper Tyler Deric was arrested Tuesday morning in connection with alleged domestic dispute. We take these matters very seriously and are working closely with MLS and local authorities. We support the league's decision to suspend the players pending further investigation. The club will have no further comments until the investigation into this alleged incident is complete. Now, I have also read in other places, or here we go. This is Tyler Derrick's attorney, Alan Tanner, who also represented Deric in a previous incident with the same woman, denied everything. I know Tyler and the woman involved, Tanner said, I know the details of what went on Monday night, and I'm totally shocked the police filed this case without doing some sort of investigation. Tyler is totally innocent, and it is totally unfair what is happening now. We will fight this in court. He was arrested December 18th, 2015, where the woman alleged Tyler dragged her on the ground with his hand, and he was arrested 12 days later. The woman eventually dropped those charges after showing up to court. Consent to a video record or recorded on Tanner's cell phone in which she said she had made the details up in the police report. In the video, she said she was mad at Deric at the time. It felt bad that she had put him in this situation. Part of this that stands out is that Harris County has not pressed any charges, which is a good sign for Tyler. Knowing this type of situation, if Harris County didn't pick it up, I mean, obviously it's not that severe. Now, on the other side of this, Tyler, look, we've all been in pretty bad relationships. I have. I mean, we all have. We've been in terrible relationships that we know we should get out of. But if this has been going on since 2015, and this woman has already done this to you once, you need to leave. You're pursuing a Major League Soccer career, which could also take you to the U.S. men's national team. Could. Now with this, maybe. That it's not looking too good. But you can't put yourself in these situations, and I totally agree with MLS with this. You have the NFL, you have baseball, where especially in the NFL, you can get away with everything. I mean, look at Ezekiel Elliott. The guy keeps appealing, or filing an injunction and all this other stuff, and he's not suspended. His suspension's still pending. You get a slap on the wrist for smoking marijuana. MLS doesn't put up with that, and they don't want that, and I'm totally okay with that. They, even if there's an investigation going on, even if you're not guilty, they don't want it in their league, and I am totally 100% okay with that. Will Johnson, I don't think he missed a game, but I mean, the league wasn't happy about that. Kyle Aaron, DUI, suspended. I forgot how many matches. It's you've got to put yourself in a better situation, and especially with how well you've been playing, the recent success you've had with this team, the position this team sits at in the playoffs, and the fact that they were in last place last year, and they're making a run in the playoffs this year. You've got to be smarter than this, Tyler. It's not worth it, man. It really isn't. And I'm sorry to go on a rant, guys, but knowing these type of situations personally, you can't. I mean, it's like I said, it's not worth it. It is really not worth it, guys. Tyler, I hope you come out clean from all this. I hope when it's all said and done, you actually do some deep thinking about this relationship with this woman and move on. Especially if she has a history of this, bro. It's not worth it. But enough of that. I don't want to talk too much more about this. But just come on, Tyler. Come on. I mean, your team needs you in Portland, and you're not going to be there. It's really depressing to have the success that we've had, and it comes down to something like this. I mean, and I'm not taking anything away from Joe Willis, who more than likely is going to get to start, but the guy hasn't played in 4 months. I mean, Joe Willis has not played a match in 4 months. I think the last match he played was the Open Cup. It's not good. Not good. Yeah. Damn it, Tyler. Moving on. We had somebody asking about my prediction for this next match. We're one against Portland this year. Let me fix that. I will find that stat out for you real quick. Portland Timbers, MLS. Yo mama, what happened? Well, if I feel odd just saying that your tagline is Yo mama, so whatever your real name is, let me know and I'll fill you back in real quick, or I'll post the link on the feed. Let's see. Yes, so we lost 4-2 in Portland, and a 2-2 draw here. So we are 0-1-1 against Portland this year. I mean, we're pretty evenly matched with them. We're 4-4-4. God, it's gonna go to extra time. It's definitely gonna go to extra time. I don't want it to go to PKs. Not like I said, nothing against Joe Willis, but I'd rather not have it go to PKs. I'm gonna say 1-0 Dynamo. I think we scrape a win out somehow, and we will be facing Seattle in the next leg, or next round of the playoffs, in the quarters. It's tough. Now, when it comes to the lineup, Leonardo is traveling with the team. Corey Roken had put it out today. His availability is not determined, but he will travel. As for the lineup, tonight or this weekend, I think you keep Anibaba because the guy's played decent his last couple matches. Put him in. Let's see. So you got Willis. We'll do Willis, Anibaba, Machado, obviously. Beasley. I want to see Remick out there. I want to see him out there. Unless he's injured, which, like I said, he's not on the injury report. He needs to start. I think you still play Senderos, but I think you play him off the bench. I think you play him off the bench in the 75th minute, and use his physicality to get in the way of Mattox if he's playing, and Valeri. I think you throw him on Valeri and just get in his face. You're going to have to be physical with him because Valeri at home is a completely different beast than Valeri on the road. I mean, he's deadly either way, and we did a good job shutting him down. But Valeri scares me. Valeri has scared me all season when it comes to players against every other team. That's why I typically kept him on my fantasy team all year. The guy's solid. And I can get you his goals here in a minute and the reason why it scares me so much. So that's the back. I think you've got to start Martinez. Alexander's came out of nowhere from his injury and playing extremely well. And I think you start Cabezas still. Rico off the bench. Elise, Manotas, and Kubo to start the match. I think you start Elise and Morrow out wide with Kubo up top. I just don't think Kubo can ever play a wing position like that. I don't think he's that good at it. Morrow has played there a little bit, and I think it's a better option. There we go. Yes, Senderos has done extremely well. Let me go to stats here for a second. And he's another one. I don't understand. The guy's a freak of nature. Diego Valeri, 21 goals. The only person beating him is Nikolic out of Chicago with 24 on the season. Valeri's good. He definitely scares me. I think with that lineup and who you could have coming off the bench, I think you could definitely do some damage in Portland, and even damage 1-0. I mean that's damage. You're knocking somebody out. So let's go back to the other matches from the weekend. You did have Vancouver playing to a 0-0 draw against Seattle on Sunday. Then you had Toronto beating the Red Bulls in New York 2-1. It's just looking up for them. I can't see New York bouncing back out of that. And then you had Columbus Crew beating NYCFC 4-1 on Tuesday in the first leg. NYCFC did go a player down. Blues fan says 11 assists to Valeri. Yes. Kubo's no winger. He's a target striker. Needs to receive the ball. Yeah, I totally agree. And when he does that, then the game is going bad. Yeah, that's why I'm saying you got to put Morrow out wide and Kubo up top. It sucks because Kubo's really only one dimensional. When it comes to that, he can't play other positions like that, and it's sad because you do have Morrow, you do have Elise who can do it. I mean, he's done it a little bit for Honduras as well. But there's no way Elise doesn't play either. But again, Columbus beating NYCFC 4-1. Now we switch over to the second legs of everything. Seattle Sounders ended up beating Vancouver 2-0 yesterday in Seattle. So they win 2-0 on aggregate, and they move on to the Western Conference quarterfinals. Are they doing the same thing they did last year? Are they going to shock the league? Come out of nowhere like they did. It bothers me. And then on Sunday, you have Toronto taking on New York Red Bulls in Toronto. I can't see the Red Bulls bouncing back out of a 2-1 aggregate. Not in Toronto. Then you also have the 4:00 match, New York NYCFC taking on Columbus in NYC. Look, that's a 5-1 aggregate. I mean, do you see it happening? I don't. And then you have our match, Portland Timbers and Houston Dynamo. Like I said, I say 1-0, 1-0, and it's going to be late. It's going to be very late in the match. Sorry for all the vibrating. Yeah, so I'm curious to see how this all plays out. If we do, we will be facing Seattle. I think we could beat Seattle here. Seattle on the road, completely different story. That atmosphere, I mean, they would probably open up more decks too. That's a scary, scary, scary match, guys. If we can't advance, let me go here. Okay, so they haven't updated. And then there'll be a week break. There'll be a week break due to international time. We'll have Honduras playing Australia, which means we'll lose Elise, Kyoto, and probably Boniak. How can Kubo Morrow, it's your time to step up if that's the case, if they're not back in time. Remember, they've got to play a two-legged series. I don't remember. Somebody correct me. I don't have time to look at it. But I don't know if those legs are split between two different international breaks or if one is this break and one is like the next break. And then that will take us into next week, and we'll talk about that as well. Actually, the following week, excuse me. We have a U.S. men's national team playing Portugal, which we'll dive into that next week about who we think is going to get to call up, because there is some things coming out about that, which I'm curious. I'm excited to see. We did play them when we traveled up to CenturyLink. We did, but I don't know. Portland's one of those teams where they're a different team in the playoffs. I mean, I guess we've got to see. I mean, we'll be able to tell within the first 15 minutes of that match whether Clint Dempsey plays, if Jordan Morris plays, how they figure in what's his name? His name left me for a minute. They're after the international break. Yes, those matches are. So yeah, again, like I said, I was going to keep this show short. It's just a half-an-hour show today. I am curious to see your predictions, so either throw them down in the comments below or go ahead and tweet them to us. I'll probably put a poll up as well. Like a win, loss, draw. Well, not draw. Win or loss. And then you can just tweet the score line in that when I post the poll. You can catch us next week on the Tuned In app via KTXFDB The Real. You can find us on YouTube, SoundCloud. YouTube is The Peel on YouTube. Twitter, you can find us there at The Peel 05. And YouTube, The Peel. I think 2005. I normally don't do this one, guys. So you just type in The Peel or go to Dynamo Theory as well. We'll post the link on there. So next week we'll have the whole crew back. We should be back at Eighth Wonder too. It's been crazy downtown. There's no way we were going to be able to do a show there the last 2 weeks. Thank you, Astros. Again, congratulations to the Astros. Good job bringing another title back to Houston. Now it's the Dynamo turn. I want to see the place packed if we do host another playoff game. If we move on, I want to see it packed. There's no excuse to not have that place at least 3/4 full. Let's start the Salt Fest in Portland. That's funny. Again, thank you everybody that listened last week. Thank you for everybody that tuned in this week. Thank you for everybody that will listen on to this week's show. It's only going to be up a few days since we play on Sunday. We'll be back Wednesday. Josh, Sean, Edson, myself. Again, thank you. It's going to do it for this week's edition of The Peel. Peace out, guys, and forever orange.